on Twitch. So I need to sit here and talk until the stream catches up to me and I can hear that we have audio. And I see myself, but I don't hear, it's not moving. There we go. We have audio. All right, now we can start casting on Dementia Radio and recording in 3, 2, 1.
Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast, brought to you by FuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hey, Devo Spice!
Hey, Luke Ski!
We have a Kyle other than the usual Kyle
we have a non-TV's Kyle on the show. Kyle Wurtz, a.k.a. Mayor Wertz. How you doing, Kyle?
I'm doing well. How are both of you gentlemen?
Good, good. Carla Ulbrich and Lauren Mayer should be joining us a little bit later in the show. I know Lauren said she was going to be late. Welcome to episode 562 of the Funny Music Podcast for March 25th, 2021. Title of this week's episode is, well, look what's come crawling back. Ew, kill it, kill it. There you go. So, yeah, so as I said, they're going to be late, and let's play the catch-up game.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week, or else Devo, if Luke failed and didn't show up.
Hey!
What?
No, he's right.
So, Luke, what you been up to?
Well,
And for those of you watching, I don't know how to get rid of that bottom bar on Zoom, so sorry.
now my brain just imploded.
I'm sorry. I derailed the Luke.
I should say I got my first shot of COVID vaccine yesterday.
Yeah.
Hey.
So going by, it's like, all right, I got my appointment for 4 weeks from after that, and then I'll get the second one, and then 2 weeks after that, I'm supposed to be like fully inoculated or protected or whatever, and that date would be Cinco de Mayo.
Sweet.
Hell yeah.
So woohoo!
My freedom date is next Wednesday. It is 2 weeks past my second shot. So,
and this is not a complaint, but Carrie Dalby, who has already, gotten vaccinated, is already making plans to come visit me. Because my roommate Erica is moving in with her boyfriend at the end of April, so I'll have my apartment to myself once again, which is like kind of bittersweet because she's a super awesome friend. But it's like that's what she's been working towards for, what started off as, oh, you can crash on my couch for a while, has turned into literally, about to turn 4 years of her being my roommate. So, but yeah, so I actually made a list of like everything I've gotten done in the past 8 days, just because I wanted to like kind of remind myself that that I am actually accomplishing things, even though sometimes it feels like I'm not. So okay. I recorded a video thing for something, which you know what it is.
I do.
And I recorded a different video thing for somebody's music video. I wrote a guest verse for a forthcoming team-up song. I recorded the guest verse and the chorus vocals for that team-up song. I recorded guest vocals on somebody else's song. I made screen caps of a previous animatic project for the person who commissioned me, because he basically paid me to get some high-quality images for him. I animated the dancing red beans and rice, and I edited the dancing red beans and rice into the music video, which Chris posted. I made TikToks of the red beans and rice and some animatic clips and some song clips of mine, which I want to do more of. I thanked everyone who helped me with Virtual MarsCon 2021. I sent past MarsCon audio and video to one of our performers. I made a TikTok with Kyle and Lindsay for a friend of ours who sent us some cool Magiswords stuff that she made. I recorded 3 different podcasts. I worked 3 ease shifts. I had a telephone therapy appointment. I played Zoom Jackbox games with my family, as we do every Saturday night. I took my car in for some routine maintenance. I took my car back in for more because they apparently didn't get it all done the first time. And I needed my car back to work. And I got the COVID appointment for the vaccine, and I went to it. So, yeah, and So upon getting all of that stuff done, I basically was like, oh, cool, finally I can get back to working on my animatic project. That's when one of the people who had commissioned me recently, just before MarsCon, to do an animatic for their company said, hey, one of our boarders had a technology, failing, something or whatever, and wanted to know if I'd be willing to jump in and pick up this board that's behind schedule, and get that done within the next 3 weeks, like a full storyboarding thing, not
Nice.
just a cleanup thing. And so I just basically stopped and I looked around at all of the not things I need to get done because I got them all done, and I'm like, okay, it's like there's no real justifiable reason for me not to take that work. It doesn't pay as well as I would like it to, but whatever. So I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna have a
Portfolio
nice balance
piece.
between doing the responsible work thing, and plus it's just good on my resume and
Yeah.
good experience, and it's been I'm getting I learned Flash way back in the day, and now the current version of Flash is called Adobe Animate, so I've been kind of refamiliarizing with myself with it and learning all the new things that you can do with it. So I'm actually learning Adobe Animate, and to the point where I can maybe actually create some animation that looks, hopefully decent.
Cool.
I mean, the Red Beans and Rice animation was certainly a step up, but I know I can do better.
Does Adobe Animate support Bones now? I can't remember if the last version of Flash did or not.
I think it might. I'm pretty sure I saw something in there somewhere saying that that Bones was one of the. Actually, let me just look on my other screen here on my Cintiq, because
I may try it. I do have an Adobe subscription, so it's not going to cost me anything to download it.
there's a tool called Bone Tool.
Okay, that'll do it.
Which is kind of a it's kind of redundant. Bone Tool. Hey, you want to see my Bone Tool? And then Bind Tool right next to it that has a little bone symbol.
Yeah. Okay.
And Width Tool. So yeah, and Camera. So I think it does. So
cool.
Anyway, so that's what I've been up to. What have you been up to?
I actually had a concert last weekend that I performed at. It was a bi-weekly show called Semi-Regular Sundays. They do it every Sunday and Thursday. And it's normally like stand-up and improv. And then this past Sunday, they decided to have all musical guests on. And it was me, Matt Griffo, a woman named Kelly... Crap, I can't remember her last name. And that noise you're hearing behind me is my wife upstairs, who has a new vacuum cleaner she's playing with. So it's excessively loud, apparently. It's like a floor cleaner and vacuum all in one. Sorry, nothing I can do. So there was originally supposed to be two other performers on the show. One of them got very sick, and one of them had a death in the family. I suspect those were both COVID related, but I don't know for sure. So Kelly was actually a last-minute fill-in, but she was really good. She was very funny. And then that's about it. It's been a busy week at work, and that's mostly all I've been working on. There really isn't much else to tell. I have been adding stuff to the FuMP store, Jace, if you're listening. Jace keeps sending me packages, and so I have a pile of stuff in the other room that I need to add to the FuMP store. I did manage to get Worm Quartet's the Pac-Man EP up in the FuMP store, so that is ready. That is up and now and ready for sale. The rest of the stuff will come over the next couple of days, hopefully. So, Kyle, what have you been up to?
Oh, just kind of hanging out in this COVID world, looking outside a lot. It's getting nicer in Cleveland, so I stand outside a little bit and I look around, and then I go back inside for the most part. Streaming, drinking, playing video games, the normal stuff to keep my mind at ease so I can finally go to sleep at a normal hour and then get up for work the next day. So
the usual pandemic life is what you're living.
Yeah, usual pandemic life. I haven't worn real pants in a very long time. I mean, I'm wearing basketball shorts right now. I hope you guys don't mind.
That's
fine. I don't know
fine.
what you guys are wearing. I didn't realize there was like a dress code or anything. I was not aware. So I just thought, chest down is fair game in my opinion.
That's all we need. Yeah, that's all we need.
That's fine. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So you posted a song. Give us a quick intro to the song. We'll give it a listen.
Okay, I posted in the FuMP, I posted Staycation, which is basically a problem that I feel like some people have, as though as myself, is that you finally get to go on a vacation at home. You want to take some time off and whatnot, but you had that lingering feeling in the back of your head that something in the office is going wrong, or you need to be there, or perhaps they're trying to find ways to fire you. And I wrote a song about that, so...
All right, here is Staycation by Mayor Wertz.
The boss has approved my PTO. Got games and snacks and tons of shows. Turn off email notifications. Making the best out of my staycation. Gonna eat my weight in potato chips. Tons of salt and dip on these dirty mitts. This boy is ready for a full day of fun. Close all the blinds. I don't need the sun. Wait, I'll get behind on my workload because I took off 4 TV episodes. Maybe this is all just a big trick. My boss will fire me with a pink slip. Took time off from my vocation. No need to pack for this vacation. Maybe I'll play a bit of PlayStation. Whole day plan for my staycation. My staycation. My staycation. Feeling myself on my staycation. My staycation. My staycation. Don't get fired on my staycation.
Like, I'm gonna have to do interviews and get like a new job and learn all these new people's names and go to the office party, and I'm gonna get drunk.
Now I just can't stop pacing around. Stress eating everything, trying to calm down. My goal was to sit back and relax, but I know they're talking about me on Slack. Guess it's time to update my resume. Probably found a way to kill my 401k. Missing so many meetings. Gotta breathe, they can do my job, they don't even need me. And I bet they start doing their interviews with people who can earn more revenue. And they're gonna be way more qualified with lots of degrees and their hair is dyed. Sleepless nights, going to work so tired. Got a box of stuff, I'm gonna get fired. Boss asked how it was, I said great. Never taking off again, total mistake.
And like, I throw up on the shrimp, but I keep eating it at the office Christmas party. Anyways, I don't think I'm getting the raise this year. I'm sorry.
Took time off from my vocation. No need to pack for this vacation. Maybe I'll play a bit of PlayStation. Whole day plan for my staycation. My staycation. My staycation. Feeling myself on my staycation. My staycation. My staycation. Don't get fired on my staycation. Took time off from my vocation. No need to pack for this vacation. Maybe I'll play a bit of PlayStation. Whole day plan for my staycation. My staycation. My staycation. Feeling myself on my staycation. My staycation. My staycation. Don't get fired on my staycation.
So yeah, that's how I got fired from the last job. I mean, it wasn't really a big deal or anything. So you were saying that you guys have like 3 office parties a year?
All right, so the first thing I want to ask is we played the video of that song that you had up on YouTube, and the
Correct.
video is a still shot of you sitting cross-legged in a inflatable pool,
Yeah, a kiddie pool, yes.
kiddie pool, and
Yeah.
you have this big, full, glorious beard, which you don't anymore.
No,
What-
I do not.
what
That's
happened
you
to the
wanna-
beard?
Okay, that's fine. Things have gone wrong recently. I had a appointment to get my beard trimmed down, and there was an accident during the operation, and I came home and it looked terrible, and I said we're just going to slowly take it off. Like, if you guys ever seen them in one of the Saw films, there's this guy who gets very upset because there's a key behind his eye.
Yes,
and he
yes.
keeps walking. He's walking up to the mirror, and he's got the knife in his hand. He's going, "Ugh!" And he's walking away, and he comes back. He's going, "Ugh!" and does it again. I was like that with clippers, so I started to take off the sides, and I just started being very upset all evening. I had a goatee for a while, for a couple days. It felt like it was forever. I shouldn't ever have a goatee. And then I stuck with the mustache. I thought by the end of the week I had everything gone, but everyone likes the mustache. I look okay with the mustache. I'm enjoying it. So I thought we'd keep it for a while,
Yeah,
and maybe
I like
we'll
it.
grow back this eventually. And I do miss the beard, but it's starting to get a little warmer now.
Yeah.
And like now I have a chin. I haven't seen this chin in about 7 years. It's been a big month for me. Let's put it that way, Devo.
But I love the fact that you're comparing shaving a beard off with one of the Saw movies.
Yeah. It's very well, it's emotional. He's about to lose his eye.
Yeah.
He's not gonna have any depth perception, and then I'm not gonna look as good. So in a way, it definitely kind of correlates.
Yeah, it definitely works. So tell us about this song. Where did this one come from?
Well, this one came from just having that kind of office anxiety of we have such a culture, at least in the US, about taking time off for yourself, even if you're not going anywhere, just to take some time off. I try to take a little bit of PTO during the holidays, and I often get this feeling of like something's going to break. I need to fix something. I need to go in the office. What are they going to do without me? And that kind of starts turning into like a rear window situation of like, what's going on out there? Is something happening? Like, am I going to lose my job when I come back? And I felt like writing a song about that was therapeutic in my mind, going, maybe they're not going to fire me. But even after writing that song, I still feel like they're always going to fire me no matter what I do.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's always a threat. You never know. And with the economy the way it is.
Exactly.
But yeah, I this year, actually next month, I will be 5 years at my current job, and so I'm starting to accrue an extra week of paid time off, which I'm not going to be able to use because I've tried taking days off over the past few months, and it just never happens. They're like, my boss is like, well, let's see what happens. We may need you for part of the day. And it's working from home isn't helping the situation because I can work at any point. So he's like, oh, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I tried to take the Friday off before MarsCon so I could prepare for MarsCon, and that didn't happen.
Yeah. Oh no. Well, I mean, it sounds like you're trying to, and then your boss is being like, let's bring it back a little bit.
Yeah. And eventually it's going to be like, okay, I'm putting in for these days off, and I'm going to be out of the country or something. I just got to make something up. It's like,
just take out your SIM card. Just be like, it's gone. You can't even contact me.
I'm going to a country where they haven't invented the internet yet. Yeah.
I'm going to Europe. Leave me alone.
Cool. So I really dig this song. I really like the way this came out. I could totally relate to it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And
I try to make relatable content.
It's
important.
It's got a funky beat. I like the chorus and stuff, and I like that you're rapping on beat and you can understand what you're saying. It's pet peeve.
Is that a thing that happens a lot with FuMP submissions?
Not with FuMP submissions, no.
Oh, okay.
We don't do a lot of
submissions are crystal clear quality. God, that's what I like to hear. Hell yeah.
We don't do a lot of mumble rap on the FuMP. There's one mumble rap song, and that's mine because it was a satire.
Well, I am going to write that down on my notes for next time.
Grouchy Smurf mumble rap. Look it up. It's a good one.
Okay. To-do list mumble rap for the FuMP. Perfect. Well, expect a submission in a couple months.
And remember, it has to be in 6/8 time because that's how you rap nowadays.
Well, yeah, it's got to be 6/8, obviously. There's no other way. You're making more things, and I'll just make Saw references the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'll figure it out. It'll be from Saw 1 to, Spiral will be out by now, the Chris Rock reboot or reimagining, whatever that is. So there'll be 9 Saw films all into one mumble rap song.
Nice.
Perfect.
You and I should do a song in like 7/8 time.
That's fine. I won't do well, but I'll try my best. That's all I could ask for.
On the new Richard Cheese album, he does a cover of one of Drake's songs. I forget which one it was, like one of his big hits. But he does it in 5/4 time.
Oh, nice.
Oh my God! How long did that take him to record that? That sounds terrible.
Cool. So what else you been up to, man? It's been a while since we spoke to you.
I know it's been good. I do Twitch a couple days a week. I do video work full time. I'm out there putting my head down and trying to write funny songs once in a while, and then tweet during the random parts of the day when I get bored in between meetings. So yeah, it's a lot of that stuff. Twitch has been a big part of how we do things now, at least for music and whatnot. They definitely are a good jumping off point for inspiration and what have you. So
cool.
Hello.
A wild Lauren Mayer has appeared.
Hi. Hi.
Lauren, we haven't heard from Carla. You know what? I'm going to text her.
Oh.
So yes,
Carla's
Like
Carla's sitting in front of a Commodore 64 with like a can and a string going, Devo, are you there? Devo.
Well, I'm here.
FuMPCast? Yes.
welcome on in. How are you doing this evening?
We're just finishing up our
I'm
interview with
good.
Kyle. And then we'll get to you and Carla. Assuming I just texted her, assuming she joins. So yeah, where were we? I forgot. What were we
I'm
talking
sorry.
about?
I will stay out of
No.
the...
No,
I mean, I can mute
You
myself.
came in at the right time. Came in exactly
We
the
were
right time.
discussing mumble rap. What are your
Mumble rap. We were
opinions on
just
mumble rap?
discussing the Saw
Who
movies.
are your favorite mumble rappers? I need 5 and go.
I am way out of that demographic.
Just because you're out of the demographic doesn't mean that you subscribe to that music. So I think you're, I think you like some mumble rap in there. I can tell. A look in your eyes.
Yeah, the problem is I couldn't pronounce any of the names anyways.
You know what? Lauren should corner the market on Yiddish mumble rap.
Boom, boom.
There you go.
Get that corner.
Hey.
Stay there.
I'm
She could-
verklempt, mumble.
She could be Lil Mayor.
There you go.
I broke a nail. I actually do have a Jewish princess rap. my rap group from the 80s was Run PMS.
All right, that's a good name for a group. I'm not gonna lie. I very much enjoy that.
I had a comedy partner for a while, and yeah, we did. Oy vey, I broke a nail. Loman's is having a clearance sale.
And there's
What's the
Carla.
outfit? Where did you buy it? I lost 10 pounds on the Scarsdale diet. Could you die? Could you die? Hey,
Did you also beatbox during that?
I did beatbox.
Okay.
Well, I thought I was beatboxing. I was probably spitting.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah. Actually, I've never submitted that one to the FuMP. I probably should. It's very silly.
And Carla has joined us. Hey, Carla.
I'm so unprepared. I'm like, no makeup. I'm wearing my stupid shirt that says I flex, but I like this shirt.
Classic.
Well, you look great in a t-shirt with no makeup on, so.
Oh, you stop.
So
I
we're
don't know
just
if you all knew this is a themed FuMP because Carla and I both played on each other's tracks this week.
yes.
Ooh.
Isn't that fun?
So let's finish up with Kyle, and then we'll get to the news.
I just jumped
No,
in.
I want to hear more about Yiddish mumble rap. Right
Well,
now.
we'll get to them. We'll get to
Okay.
them.
I
Kyle,
was
is there
very
anything?
interested.
Is there anything you'd like to plug?
Yeah, sure. You guys can find me on twitch.tv/Mayor Wertz. We do Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Sundays, we always do a cooking stream. This week we're taking off and I'm going to go visit my sister and my new nephew. So that's all good, well and good. I have a new song debuting tomorrow called Peaked in High School. So clearly it's about me without any stretch of the imagination. So yeah, find me on all the socials. You can see pictures of my cat and the food that I make. So thank you guys for having me on
Awesome.
here. I really do appreciate it.
All right, let's do some news.
This is the FuMP.
Zoom where it happened, the Zoom where it happened. They're all dead within the Zoom where it happened, the Zoom where it happened, the Zoom where it happened. Panic wheeze were flowing when tents were made. The worst, I'm afraid, and this cake wasn't made. And all our pants we were prepping. No one survived inside the Zoom where it happened.
Box of the Capri Sun. We drank the whole box, yeah, I know.
It was dumb.
Then after that, we had a couple Cokes. We started laughing, telling knock-knock jokes. He said,
Knock, knock.
I said, who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Interrupting cow.
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. THEFUMP.com.
But I could not pee. Couldn't control it, yo, that's right, I peed. I know the one is laughing at me. H-A-J-K, element of peed in my pants, I peed in my pants, I peed in my pants, I peed in my pants.
Well, I'm cruising inside of my pump up ride, got my hoodie pulled high, but I'm going yellow eyes. Rocking through the desert just to see what we can see. All the Jawas in the house say Utini. All the Jawas in the house say Utini. I'm going Jawa.
Time for funny music news. Something.
In the news. Where's my news? I lost my news. Where's my news? Oh, there we go. All right. Pièce de Résistance is going to be on shortwave radio. Get this. Pièce de Résistance is buying time on a shortwave station to air episodes on a weekly basis. It's a station out of Maine, Monticello, Maine, 7490 kilohertz shortwave simulcast on WBCQ. It's probably going to be midweek. They haven't found a time yet. But yeah, this is going to be neat. So stay tuned for more details about that. I'll post them as I get them. Luke, did we talk about Kyle's new album last week?
I don't think we did.
Okay, I couldn't remember. TV's Kyle's new album, Fidelity, is now available on Bandcamp at tvskyle.bandcamp.com. This is the long-awaited album that he's been talking about every time he comes on the podcast. It's now available. As I mentioned, we're going to have some new albums up in the FuMP store, starting with the Pac-Man EP by Worm Quartet, which is available now on CD and vinyl. And Jace from Nuclear Bubble Wrap and Needle Juice Records sent me a whole bunch of stuff I will be getting up in the store over the next couple of days. The FuMP's March newsletter came out the other day. If you're not on our mailing list, you can view it online at tiny.cc/FuMP0321. We talk about the new releases, some videos, and more stuff. And Rand Bellavia's IndieGoGo campaign is up to $3,210 of his $4,000 goal with 10 days left. So if you'd like to contribute to Rand's solo album, go to IndieGoGo.com, search for Rand Bellavia. His last name is Bellavia. And that's it for news. Anything before tour dates?
Nope.
Okay. Tour dates. On Sundays, online, Escape from the Secret Lab featuring Dr. Pinkerton. On Thursdays, online, Steve Goody. And on Fridays, online, Carla Ulbrich. You're still doing that, right?
Still doing it.
Yes. Okay. And that's it for tour dates. And birthdays coming up on the 30th. Michael William Hunter. So happy birthday, Michael.
Woo!
All right. Fly through the news so we can talk to Lauren and Carla. So let's do Carla's song first. So Carla, tell us about this song. Give us a quick intro.
All right, I'm all flexed now. Right?
There you go. Flex. Don't ruin the shirt.
Okay, so this is about when you order something online or somebody sends you a package or a letter and it goes all over creation before it finally gets to your door. Meanwhile, here you are stuck in a house. You don't get to go anywhere. And the song idea was actually given to me by one of my people, my I guess I call them a fan. That's people who like your music, right?
Yes.
Is that the terminology, fan?
I'll let you know when I get some.
Anyway, Cheyenne Walker, she gave me the idea for the song. And then Lauren and I worked on the music together, Lauren Mayer, who's here tonight. And then Lauren played the piano part on this track. And then Steve Goody, another FuMPer, did the drums. And I did the guitars and the vocal and the bass guitar. And Steve mixed everything. So lots of FuMPness all over this.
All right, here is Stuck Here in Dubuque, U.S. Mail Song by Carla Ulbrich.
I needed a coat, ordered one by mail. Starting to think they sent it using an actual snail. Or maybe I'm losing my mind, didn't really order that jacket. There's no need to wonder, I'll just go online and track it. It left sunny Oklahoma, then traveled to LA, then made a stop in Baton Rouge, and it's still there today. The U.S. mail's so crazy, it makes me wanna puke. My puffer coat gets to see the world, and I'm stuck here in Dubuque. Writing a Christmas letter, freezing off my keister, sent them in November. They might arrive by Easter. This happens all the time. I swear my mail is cursed. If they put a post office on Mars, my mail would go there first. Sent a birthday card to Chicago to good old Uncle Howie. It went from Iowa to Florida, then made a stop in Maui. The U.S. mail's so crazy, it makes me want to puke. My letter gets to see the world, and I'm stuck here in Dubuque. Can't beat 'em, join 'em. Pack myself in a crate, ship myself to my home address. Now all we do is wait. Spent the night in a warehouse dreaming about my tropical getaway. The rumble of the truck, the plop of the crate. I was home the same damn day. The U.S. mail's so crazy, it makes me wanna puke. The rest of my mail gets to see the world. Still stuck here in Dubuque. Has anybody got a crowbar? Can't get this crate open.
So first of all, Robbie Ellis is in the chat on Twitch, and he says, it's a geographical list song. Love those.
Listing all the list songs.
Listing all the list songs, right. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say this was inspired by something that really happened.
Well, this song idea came from Cheyenne Walker, who's a listener. She comes to my live streams, and she it took her like 2 or 3 months. She ordered all my CDs, and it took her like a couple of months to get them. It was crazy. And so she was telling me about, because I had tracking on everything. Yeah. And so she was able to track all the different places that it went before it finally got to wherever she lives, which is not actually Dubuque, but it didn't rhyme with anything. I think first I thought she lived in San Diego, and that's like, how am I going to rhyme Diego over and over? And then it turned out she was in Utah. I don't know. I don't remember. I'm so confused by all the locations. I just know wherever she lived didn't really rhyme with anything. So.
Yeah, you do what you can.
But yeah, it's definitely based on a true story.
Yeah, I had similar problems with the post office since as soon as like quarantine started, like all of a sudden the post office just lost everything I mailed.
Well, I'm sure they got ridiculous volumes of mail with everybody being shut in.
Yeah. So what was Lauren's contribution to this song?
Lauren actually gave me the idea for the final verse about packing yourself in a crate. And then she also gave me the musical, just the whole, oh yeah, let's go that direction with it. So quite a bit of contribution, actually.
Oh, nice.
Because I totally invented the 12-bar blues.
And then you play piano on the track too. So
the 12-bar blues is an ancient Jewish tradition.
Yeah.
Right?
I had to play my new Les Paul on that track.
Oh, nice. That was you on the solo?
Yeah, and
Very
the
nice.
rhythm and yeah.
Excellent. Yeah.
You didn't know Carla was such a shredding guitar player.
Oh, lowering the bar.
Oh, I
there.
totally did.
I'm a closet shredder.
Yeah.
I shred my closet.
She has a paper shredder in her closet.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a closet shredder.
She puts all the hate mail.
I'm the leader of the Foot Clan, and I work with Krang to take over New York. That's the kind of shredder I am.
I get that reference. I don't know if the other two do.
I don't. I'm missing a neuron here somewhere.
Shredder was the main bad guy on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh. All right. In that case, good one.
Qualified props, yes.
That was cool. So this was like a big like FuMP group project, sort of.
It didn't start that way. It just turned into it because I was like, oh, now it needs drums. Hey, Steve. And then I tried to mix it, and I'm like, okay, I've figured out how to record myself, but I don't know how to mix. And Steve just took it like 10 times better than any mix I would have made. So yeah, it with the three of us, yeah, we're all FuMPers who admire and each other's work and enjoy working together. So yeah.
I think it's cool that you and Lauren have kind of like teamed up on a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, we meet every Monday to either just kvetch. Oh,
I'm teaching Carla Yiddish, and we're working on a song about that.
Oi!
Hey, she's the
Oi,
shit.
y'all! But yeah, I just reached out to her early in the pandemic and said, hey, you want to collaborate on something? You know, and we met at FuMPFest.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. You know, Tom, you are the Yenta who made this match.
It's all my fault.
No, it's great. Yeah, Carla's like reached out to me. She's the one who invited me into the FuMP, and she kept saying, keep submitting your stuff. She was always really sweet. And she said, you want to write? It's like, yeah, I'm getting invited to the cool kids table. And then like more than half of our sessions, we don't even write. We just commiserate, you know.
And then sometimes a song comes out of that commiserating.
Yeah.
Well, that's how some of the best ideas are born.
Totally.
Yep.
Yeah, hanging out.
Yeah. And now our husbands have met. We fixed them up on a play date. They liked each other.
They're both from New York.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
and
Okay.
I mean, we get on Carla and I don't even talk. They just start talking about Long Island sports teams, and
That'll keep them going for a while.
oh yeah.
Nice.
They both have warped sense of humor, and they're married to us, so they have a lot in common.
And when all else fails, talk about dysfunctional families.
Yeah.
A wealth of never the
Yeah, so we both have plenty of that too.
the well that never runs dry, because why else would you be a
I do too. Maybe I should join
I
you.
don't know, maybe you guys are well adjusted. What do I know?
The immediate family's fine. The extended family gets a little weird.
Oh, I've got weird in my immediate too.
Well, I've got good weird in my immediate family. I've got other weird in the extended family. So
Let's talk about Lauren's song if you're ready.
we can do that. Well, we got to do feedback first.
Landmines.
Um,
Landmines. We never know who's watching.
It's fine. Nobody watches this show.
Oh, in that case.
There you go. So what else is going on with you?
What's next?
I don't know. Would you have anything you'd like to plug?
Oh, well, there's always my live stream tomorrow night, Friday night. I will be here, and I do several funny songs, and then I do stupid word games, dad jokes, and a Mad Lib, a live interactive Mad Lib. It's, you know, if you're nerdy, it's the place to be at 7:30 Eastern on Friday night. I'm on YouTube and Facebook. I'm on both because not everybody's on Facebook, so I'm on YouTube. So anyway, you need the links. Just go to carlau.com, and all the info's there.
All right. Let's do some feedback.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio.
www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback. 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 You know that segment of the show we do about now? Feedback. Feedback. Feedback.
Hanmerhack wrote, I once went full sea monkey in Kingston, Ontario, and now I am barred from ever going into Glasgow, Scotland. And for some reason, for 3 days, I was the mayor of the state of Illinois, much to the annoyance of the J.B. Pritzker. I don't know if he posted the link to the songwriting competition, but here it is anyway, and then he posts the link to the People's Voice category. Nurse Ratched is the fourth one down. So if you need the link, you can check out the feedback on last week's show. Yeah, you never go full sea monkey. That never ends well. All right, Lauren, that's all the feedback.
Like, I know this kind of thing happens like fairly frequently with our group of people, and sometimes it's just kind of like, yeah, whatever. But you know, maybe we really do need to. One of us or a group of us need to make a song called "Never Go Full Sea Monkey." Like, just to add to the occasional kind of inside joke songs of the FuMP Volume 3 or whatever it's like, you know. It just seems like a great, again, a great idea for a song. So
We could do that. Sure.
Hey, my first FuMP, we talked about the Sausage Fest concept. That Carla
Yeah.
So Carla and I probably need to do the Crashing the Sausage Fest song.
Well, please get like Carrie and Bonnie and Bly.
Yeah, no, all the
Get all of them on there. Cornflake, Doornail, everybody.
Yeah.
All right, Lauren, give us a quick intro to your song. We'll give it a listen.
My song was inspired by the fact that after the election, everybody was saying, because I do political stuff a lot of the time, everybody was saying, what are you going to write about? There's going to be nothing to write about anymore. And I thought, well, political satirists may have less material, but the person I really would feel sorry for is fact checkers. And a lot of my videos that I cheat and use synthesized guitar. I have a prop guitar, which is missing strings, and I will play it in my videos sometimes, but it doesn't sound right. And so Carla was like, I'll play a real guitar track for you. And so it was great. But then I felt like I couldn't cheat in the video and actually fake playing guitar because I didn't want people to think I played as well as Carla. So anyway, that's what inspired it. And I'm going to hit Carla up for more guitar tracks because it sounded really great.
All right, here is The Ballad of the Unemployed Fact Checker by Lauren Mayer.
Now that the government's run by adults who actually know what they're doing, no longer pandering to nut jobs and cults, and with the truth no longer screwing, it's such a relief that things finally make sense. But there's been one unintended consequence. When lies aren't piled like triple-deckers, there isn't much work for fact checkers. Spare a thought for fact checkers thrown out of work, since we're free from the lying that drove us berserk. Though most of us are overjoyed, those poor fact checkers are unemployed. They wait at press briefings for claims full of junk, all set to unravel some sick schlock. Now that there's nothing for them to debunk, they're just on their phones watching TikTok. These factual experts were once in demand to cut through the lies and to help us understand. But when leaders aren't total truth wreckers, we don't really need those fact checkers. Spare a thought for the fact checkers sitting at home without piles of misstatements through which they must comb. When everyone just says what's true, there's not much for fact checkers to do. For the past 4 years we struggled to cope as our government got even sicker. To keep up our spirits, we drank lots of spirits, but now we won't need as much liquor or sleeping pills or anti-anxiety medication, etc. Likewise, therapists and all those pundits on TV feel unneeded and even funereal. And pity the satirists and comics like me without you-know-who providing material. So many services we no longer need, now that the crazy's not going warp speed, till we felt like dizzy rubberneckers. So spare a thought for those unemployed fact checkers. Mind you, although my profession's at stake, it's a sacrifice I'm more than willing to make. But when leaders don't act like such peckers, spare a thought for the unemployed fact checkers and musical satirists and therapists and liquor store owners and weed dispensaries, etc.
That Pecker's line at the end is my favorite.
Yeah, I gotta have the word pecker.
So
Pecker
I
schmuck.
downloaded the video so we could play the video on this show. And while I was on YouTube, I noticed that this video had roughly the same amount of upvotes and downvotes. And then I looked at some of the comments. Do you read your comments?
Oh yeah, what happened? I did a song about for the first month of the Biden administration. I was just doing positive stuff. I did something about Stacey Abrams. I did, I wasn't. I mean, yes, it was partisan, but it was just saying good things.
Yeah.
I did one about the press secretary Jen Psaki, and there's some Kiwi.net right-wing troll factory website or whatever. I guess somebody did a remix of that song and posted it on there. And normally my YouTube videos get a few 300-400 views. This is maybe it was 20,000 last I checked.
Wow.
With like
Nice.
19,500 negative views. And then, like, they went to town. It's like, I didn't mention gun control. I didn't mention gay rights. I didn't mention women's reproductive anything. It was just saying she's cool and I like her jewelry and she's fun. And they went bonkers over this. So yeah, I feel validated by the trolls again.
Well, that's good to hear. And I see some of them have stuck around for some of your other songs.
Some of them have no life.
Yes.
I think Dear Internet Trolls was a FuMP song a while ago.
Yes,
so
yes. Dear
I just
Internet
have to
Trolls, yeah.
redo that. So
Have you guys seen the TV series from a few years ago, Garfunkel and Oates?
Oh yeah.
Their sitcom. Like, one of the recurring characters on their show is basically a guy who's a troll who like shows up at their shows to like, basically be an in-person like, obstinate, guy who's like disgruntled against, I guess the fact that they exist and there are two women doing comedy. But then he's like, it's like he's sort of, it's sort of like he's like kind of their friend and not their friend. Like, I'm trying to think of another character like this in other sitcoms.
Is he like Newman on Seinfeld?
Like a frenemy. I mean,
yeah. So it's like, I drove all the way out here to protest your show, but I ran out of gas. Can I get a ride home? Oh yeah, sure.
What's crazy is how much headspace I'm taking up in their heads. I mean, if you don't like my music, you don't have to listen to it.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you disagree with me, that's fine. But I mean, and they're not even clever, hateful comments.
No, they're not. They're really not.
Anti-Semitic terms and misspelling them. Like, I don't know. It actually, to be honest, I hadn't gotten trolled in so long. I was wondering what I was doing wrong. So,
well, you've made it again. You're back.
I've made it. I feel like I'm famous.
That's such a weird double-edged sword, especially for, like I have Carrie taught me a really good phrase that it's like there's so many weird messed up things about people, or at least for me, and then like suddenly you find out, oh, there's a scientific phrase for that specific messed up part of you. It's like, oh really, please tell me. So it's rejection sensitive dysphoria. So basically it's like, in various situations, when I find out that somebody's upset with me, or if I ask something and someone tells me no, or just the kind of knee-jerk taking things personally you shouldn't take personally, so the notion of internet trolls or people, messaging me to leave me like shitty, crappy comments about me or what I do or whatever. It's like, at least a long time ago, that really used to upset me and used to like get my heart pounding and my adrenaline pumping because I, that kind of fight or flight response.
Right.
But, I basically have made a habit of like not reading comments, like 99% of the time. And, just like trying to stay away from that because I know like historically it upsets me. But that's the double-edged sword, is like, well, how do I know I'm actually reaching a massive wider audience if I don't have a certain percentage of people telling me that I suck? So
exactly. And I have to, when the first time I got really badly trolled, I had done a gun control song and the comments were really violent. And I did report a couple, and my husband looked at this and it's like, he got scared. He said, I don't know if you should be doing this anymore. And then we started reading the comments and realized, given their level of grammar and spelling, they probably did not know how to use MapQuest and would not be able to find me. And plus, they're just showing off for each other. They don't care about my response. And I kind of feel like I'm giving them a hobby. They have something to do, these poor people who have no lives. So, but yeah, I hadn't gotten trolled for a while. So it's been kind of fun. And I have a thing to plug. Speaking of being trolled, a couple of years ago, I actually, not that long before the pandemic, I did a one-woman show proposal at this theater in San Francisco called The Marsh, which is a great solo show venue. They do all sorts of creative stuff called Dear Internet Trolls, based on my experience being a woman, posting on social media, because they don't just want comedy there. They want something with a point. And so I was making a point about misogyny and women on the internet and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got invited to do 2 more shows for them. And the first one is in May. And this will be streaming, but it'll be me doing my whole internet trolls. It's like, well, thank God they trolled me again. So now I can really generate legitimate feelings, because if they hadn't, I'd feel like a fraud. So now I'm not a fraud.
Luke, Chozo showed up in the chat and he goes, someone mentioned trolls?
Hey, Chozo.
Hi, Chozo. Chozo from Nerdapalooza fame.
Summon a troll.
So tell us about this particular. We've been talking about the trolls. Tell us about the song "Battle of the Unemployed Fact Checker."
Tell him about
the song, where it came from, what'd you do? You worked with Carla on it, and here comes my dog. Hi, Jack.
And I'm sorry. Yeah,
Here comes my dog. I have a dog now.
Oh, your
Hi,
dog's
puppy.
so cute.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, I do a new song every week, so I've gotten used to them sort of writing themselves. So that one, and I'm trying to write more, with Carla's encouragement, write more evergreen songs that don't go, I did something referencing Ted Cruz going to Cancun. That was over pretty quickly, so I don't want to do so many instantaneously obsolete songs. So.
Yeah, that's what was. Steve Goody did a song about that too, and he's like, "Yeah, we need to get this on the FuMP now." I'm like, "Okay, Sunday here."
Yeah, no, I'm trying to write more timeless songs.
We should start calling it or it's too late now, but call it the Sunday Trump slot.
Yeah, well, I did that for 4.5 years, but there's plenty to write about. I'm doing one tomorrow for Joe Manchin, called "Who the Hell Put Joe Manchin in Charge?" He's able to basically veto anything the Democrats want to get done. So there's plenty of material.
There will always be material.
Yes, there will. I've been doing this since 2012, so the weekly political songs, plus, my kids are too old to provide too much inspiration. I'm waiting for grandkids. So
how do you have the stamina to do a song every week about politics? I would just burn myself out so fast.
It's a sickness. I have to admit, it's like crack. I don't know. I once I started doing it, then I felt like I couldn't stop. And now people tell me that they like them. And I'm so codependent. I have to do what people want. So, I did for a good chunk of COVID, I didn't do anything political because I was just too upset. And so I did stuff about COVID. And that's actually how Carla and I first started. We did a whole bunch of COVID songs together that were really fun. So I don't know. Cool. It's just, and it also keeps my writing chops up. Because I can write pretty fast, so.
Oh, I imagine, yeah. If you get it, you'll get into the habit of writing really fast if you're doing a song a week.
Well, and it's the best writing advice for anybody is, they all say you just have to do it, and I think that's good advice. But my advice is give yourself permission to write crap. Because get over the writer's block. Because if I'm coming up with a song a week, they're not all going to be genius, and so then I'm not as worried about it.
Yeah, I have a friend named Mer Lafferty who's an author, and she does a podcast about writing. And one of her mantras on the podcast is you're allowed to suck. As long as you finish writing, you will get better eventually. You can't edit something that doesn't exist. You can always edit a crappy novel or a crappy song, but if you don't finish it, you're not going to have anything to edit or make better. So.
And deadlines are the best inspiration. Like somebody said, where do you get your ideas? Because I post every Friday. I got to write something. And, by Wednesday, I better think of an idea. And if I don't have a good one, I'll just do something. And it's very freeing because, obviously my trolls don't think that the quality I'm coming up with is very good. But I'm doing it every week. Let them write a song a week. And they probably won't all be genius. But
I don't think the trolls have a problem with the quality.
Oh, they comment on my singing, they comment on my songwriting, they comment on my looks, they comment on my nose.
But that's not their real problem.
No.
They just disagree with you.
Yeah,
they disagree with my right to exist.
Yes.
I'm a woman who won't go out with them. So
yeah, I'm just looking for any spot that'll get to you. Anything that it.
I actually sort of enjoy them. It's like, you guys have fun. Talk amongst yourselves. Make my view counts go up.
You a better woman than I. You know, Lauren's other superpower that she's not talking about, and I hope it's not because she doesn't want to talk about it, but she spent years working at a piano bar, so she's just got all this music inside of her to draw from.
Oh gosh, Carla, you're so sweet. Yeah, I played in a lot of bars.
Yeah, that's a long,
I'm
long
in San Francisco. My favorite is in all the gay bars I played in, where I had to explain to the guys, no, I'm really female. I'm not a female impersonator. It's like, if I were a female impersonator, I have way bigger hair and way bigger other things. Too.
I did a song about that years ago.
About not being a female impersonator?
No, about a woman who walks into a gay bar and gets mistaken for a man in drag.
You did?
That personally?
I did, yeah, years and years ago, and I was always afraid of like what the reaction was going to be, and then this was in college, this was in the 90s, and I met a person who was it was a gay man who did drag who wanted to perform to the song. So he actually did a drag performance to that song.
And see, you didn't even know me, and you wrote about my life.
Wow. I wonder how that song would come off if it were done in first person by a woman.
Don't know. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
You have to blow the dust off of that one, Tom.
I did it. I didn't do nearly as good as yours was, but the one I wrote for myself was, "Pardon me, guys, but did you realize I'm a real live girl? Not just some hag who's an underdone drag, but a real live girl." Anyway,
It sounds like something out of a musical.
it is my "Pardon me, miss, but I've never been kissed by a real live girl."
Oh, okay, that's one.
It's from Little Me. Yeah. Now you know.
Cool. And apparently they let the dog down here because he was going to go pee on something. So.
Oh.
So why not you?
Why not me? Right? Yeah.
It's so good to see you guys, or at least to talk to you, since we've technically.
You too. I mean, we never see. I'm going to see anybody in a year, so.
I know.
Yeah, it's like.
The last thing I did, by the way, was that Carla wasn't at, but you guys were at. I saw you at MarsCon. That was my last.
That was the last thing I did too.
I have not seen the only time I've seen that many people is I got my first vaccine shot a couple of weeks ago, and that's the first time I've seen as many people as I had seen at MarsCon.
Yeah, that was the last time I saw any of my family or my extended friends who don't live immediately in the building. Was March 2nd of 2020. So,
yeah, my show was February 29th, and I had to leave on March 1st. So yeah, it was the beginning of the end, the before times.
I'm so happy that you made it out.
Oh my God, I am still pinching. Wait, Luke asked me to be the music guest of honor at a fan convention. What? You know, a middle-aged Jewish mother who does political songs, and I know you would explain because it was a political year and all that, but it's still, I'm like telling, they're going, "You did what?" My kids were like, "Mom, at a fan con? What?"
And everyone loved you. I got lots of comments from people, were like, "Oh, she was such a great pick, Luke," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know, right?"
Thank you. Well, I owe it all to you, Luke, but I thought this would give me sort of street cred with my kids are in their 20s now. Basically, I'm old enough to be everybody's mother at the FuMP, but I thought they would think I was hip and cool, and no, they just thought I'm even weirder. So, oh well.
And I got to say, I'm doing a song parody. I had meant to have it done in time to perform in my concert in MarsCon, but I ran out of time. And typically, if a friend of mine has done a parody of a song, I typically kind of put it on the list of, all right, I'm not going to parody that song since my friend already parodied it. But I got this idea for a song parody of a song that you've done a parody of. And I just kind of felt like, well, I just really think it's a good idea, and I'm going to go for it. And it's very different from what you did with it. So I'm not going to say what song it is. I want everyone to be surprised. But I just want to state for the record that Lauren Mayer got there first and did it first.
Well, but to be fair, I don't want to be a parody hog. I have been doing a weekly song at least, so like 55 songs a year for 10 years. That's a lot, and about half of mine are parodies, so that's a lot of friggin' parodies. And so I don't want to be a parody hog. So you can have any song. Plus, I don't think you'd be writing them from the perspective of an opinionated Jewish mother, so you can have.
I'm writing it from the perspective of a very nerdy 47-year-old man-child. So,
which I can't write about. So you go for it. I can't wait to hear this. Now you've totally piqued my curiosity.
Plus, I have plans. It's something that I could very easily make a music video for. So it might be kind of a blessing in disguise that, like, okay, I didn't get it done for MarsCon, but because I didn't get it done for MarsCon, I may actually have time to make a video so I can put out the song and the video at the same time whenever I have the time to do it. So
yay, can't wait.
Certainly, it'll certainly be done by FuMPFest. So yeah,
cool. All right, so Lauren, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Yes, I'm not as hip as Carla. I only do my live stream every other week, and I only do it on Facebook Live because I haven't figured out how to do it simultaneously without getting all the fancy stuff she has. But so I don't have one this Sunday, but it'll be Easter Sunday because I'm Jewish, so what the heck. So I have that every other Sunday, and then the Marsh on May 17th and June 28th. So May 17th is Dear Internet Trolls. June 28th will be I'm Not Old, I'm Vintage, about getting older. We're all getting older. And that's all I have to. That's all I have to plug. I have no life.
And that cabaret, one woman show. Did you just say you're doing your one woman show?
Yeah, I just plugged that.
That's what that's called.
That's what the Marsh. That's the one woman show. And then my older son's getting married in February, so I get to be a mother of the groom.
Oh, nice! Congratulations.
So that's exciting. So that's all I have to plug. And then Carla and I are working on a bunch of songs, and we won't tell you what it is, but we will hope to have something we can both submit to FuMP together.
Cool.
One of our 15,000 ideas that we're playing with.
It's so great because me and Devo and Shoebox and all of us who've been together since the FuMP got started in 2007 and before. It's like, as Paul from Paul and Storm once said, and when he was at MarsCon, it's like, you can't have a side project on the FuMP without every other member of the FuMP being involved. Right. It's like, it's so cool to see that happening with other people on the FuMP. It's like, oh, cool. Everyone's teaming up with each other over there. Yay.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad. We only are doing it to make you guys happy.
I'm on the Boobles project whenever that comes out. He got a lot of fun people on.
Yeah, he's gotten just about everybody on that, I think.
I'm not on that. Should I feel left out?
Oh, you got to get to know Sea Monkey. That's all. He'll love you.
I met him at one of the FuMPs.
I think the project was probably already.
He's been working on this project for years, so he has these
sure.
These Game of Thrones book version story arcs that have been taking forever to get done. That's what these songs are like. But that was one of the things I recorded this past week. Was it's for one of the. It's a song, but it's kind of a shortened version of a song, so it's more of an interstitial song. But I'm doing lead vocals on it, so I have to sing like McCartney, which means I actually have to sing well. So that's going to be.
Maybe that's why he didn't ask me. He wanted someone to sing well.
Oh, please.
I had a nice phone call with him yesterday, where it's like he was being really nice, but basically was like, "Yeah, I need you to do that again, but sing the notes the way the notes are supposed to be."
This time, use actual notes.
And I guess I was more concentrating on trying to sound like a Paul McCartney impression than musical perfection. Like listening to interviews he did in 1964, and because I wanted to make it sound actually not like him and not like, oh, look at me, I'm Wacko Warner. It's like, no, I want to do actual Paul McCartney.
You know what the funny thing is, I did the opposite. I was singing on All You Need Is Love, the parody of that, and I sent him my track, and he was like, I wanted something that sounded like you, like sarcastic. I'm like, oh, that's what I sound like. Okay. Sarcastic. Because I was trying too much to sound like, how sweet that song is. Like, no, give me the sarcasm. That's why I called you.
That's your brand, Carla. Sarcasm.
Apparently, yeah. That's not the first person who's given me that feedback. And I guess I'm just so steeped in sarcasm, I don't even know I'm being sarcastic.
I think it's the accent, the little bit of accent you have left.
People don't usually think of Southern accent as sarcastic, though. Maybe if you're Jeff Foxworthy.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right,
We know
so
you're not sarcastic.
let's
Oh,
wrap
I
this
know
up because
I
I got to
am.
take this dog out to pee. So
All right. Yeah, better out than in.
let's do the teasing.
Teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. Now you have a job.
Are you still watching, or are we just talking to each
There are 11 people watching on Twitch right now.
Hi, people.
Thanks
And this
for
will be-
hanging out through all
And this
of
will be posted to YouTube, so it'll people will be watching on YouTube later if they wish.
Yeah.
the 12.
So tomorrow's song is by the aforementioned Steve Goody. And Tuesday's song is not yet posted. Tomorrow's Spotify playlist topic is gluttony. I was going to do spring, but there really aren't a lot of spring songs, surprisingly. So, at least
I'm
ones
sure
that I
there's
could
lots of
find on
gluttony
Spotify. What was that?
Gluttony is a deep topic. I'm sure you could find plenty.
Yeah, I
on
had
that.
plenty. I had no problems coming up with songs about eating lots and lots of food. All right, Carla, plug yourself one more time.
CarlaU.com. That's where the info is.
Lauren, plug yourself one more time.
LaurenMayer.com. And thank you for letting me plug myself. It's fun.
And Mayor Wertz is at mayorwertz.com and everywhere online as Mayor Wertz. All right. Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice.
I'm Luke Ski.
And there's other people.
Lauren and Carla.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of FIDEM Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, shout it to random people on the street, and be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say,
We demand that Devo Spice release the Snyder cut of the FuMPCast.